right now we should start the show.
Yo, welcome back to the JV podcast. Today, I got a special guest. I got Devin from the Chosen League. First time guest on the show, never been on the show before. So if you want to introduce yourself to the audience, you could do that now, bro.
What's up, y'all? My name's Devin, creator and owner of the Chosen League. Been doing my podcast for about 5 years now. I love the game of basketball and football. My favorite basketball player is Russell Westbrook, but once again, I appreciate you having me on, JV. Appreciate you.
Yeah, for anybody, all the people that don't know, this was supposed to happen like 2 weeks ago, but we had a bunch of technical difficulties. This shit reminded me, like when we was trying to get that to work, it reminded me of that episode of Wizards of Waverly Place when Justin was trying to he was trying to get his first kiss and he kept messing up, so they kept rewinding time. And then the brother made that sandwich, and they was like, "Yeah, this shit don't hit no more," because they kept doing it over and over.
Yeah.
But it's good that this is working now. I appreciate you for pulling up. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe on the vid. You guys been doing good lately. But the main bulk of this episode, we are gonna be doing best and worst matchups for every playoff team. Since you are the guest, do you want to start in the East or Western Conference?
Yeah, because we already know about the West. So let's start in the East.
All right. I was gonna say we should include the playing teams. Should we go bottom up or top down? Like, should we start with Charlotte and be like, all right, what's the best? Like, if they was to win and get into the playoffs, what's the best matchup, and then what's the worst?
Yeah, we can start.
We could start bottom up. We could start with Charlotte. You could go ahead first.
They got some weapons. They got that boy Kobe White. So I mean, he got him, Concanople, Bridges, LaMelo. Dang. Okay. Toronto. But, man. I mean, they should be. I mean, I say Charlotte, Indiana, they should beat Indiana. No, hands down, they should beat them. If I would put that as the worst, well, no, that'd be the worst matchup because they ain't got nobody. Tyrese Halliburton out again with the shingles.
Nah, I'm talking about so when I'm doing best worst matchup, I'm gonna just do like literally playing teams and playoff teams. So from Charlotte's scenario right now, they are the 10th seed.
Right.
So if they get into the playoffs, like their best matchup and then their worst matchup. But the way I'm looking at it right now is kind of quiet for them. I mean, they actually I'm gonna give my answer after you give yours, but it's gonna be kind of cheating. But fuck it.
So they sit at 10th.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. They in a tough spot right now, but they on a 3-game winning streak.
Yeah,
7-3 in their last 10 games. Concanople just broke the rookie 3-point record. But that's a tough spot to predict.
I'm looking. So best. Okay. Nah, they can't. I want to say they can knock out Philly, but I can't even say that.
Honestly, so
I can't even say that.
It's not. All right, so my thing, I was gonna cheat a little bit, but I probably won't do it because I'm like technically right now. Because at first I was gonna say Boston as best matchup, even though I don't think they're gonna beat Boston. I feel like they'll match up pretty good with them. Obviously, worst matchup would be Detroit. I mean, they did play Detroit pretty good in that game when everybody got into a fight, but I don't
Oh
think they want to
yeah,
see Detroit. But right now they at 10, so if they win that playing game against Atlanta, they would be the AC. So you basically have to see Detroit. So the only way they could avoid Detroit is they got to keep going on this hot winning streak and move up. Because right now they only like 2 games from the 7th seed. So I would say for me, I mean, yeah, that Philly one is good, but I'm like right now there's like no way they play Philly at all.
no, okay.
They looking at Detroit and Boston, and just between them two, I think they would low
Wait,
key.
we can't count out the Knicks.
Like you think the Knicks will like fall down?
No. I'm saying we can't count out the Knicks because I'm like they're probably Knicks will give them a run, but I feel like Knicks will beat them though. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, right now the only way they could play the Knicks is if Charlotte gets to the 6th seed, which I don't see that happening. I think Charlotte's gonna stay in like I think Charlotte's gonna finish the year at like the 8th seed.
Yeah, because
Like they're gonna finish in that 8th spot, and then they get to play in that 7-8 playing game. I think they're gonna finish there. Um, I would, but then it's tough because then if Jason Tatum comes back,
and it's just mental for him. It's just
yeah,
mental.
all right. I think damn none of those matchups sound. I'm gonna say best matchup for them would be Boston. I would still pick Boston to win, but I feel like they'll match up
Yeah,
better. And then worst case, Detroit. That'll be the
yeah, I
worst.
agree with you on it. Because thing about Boston is they're gonna actually put that they're gonna bring that physicality for one.
Detroit's definitely bringing that shit. I can't even imagine. Like,
Boston and Detroit.
you know what I didn't even think about too. If Charlotte and Detroit were to match up, this is gonna be Lamelo's. Well, knock on wood, because it's not set in stone yet, but
Yeah,
that would be Lamelo's first playoffs. Well, this whole group basically. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I know what I'm gonna get if I see Lamelo versus Detroit, and I feel like it's gonna look very fucking ugly. Lamelo against that Detroit defense, I think he's gonna have a rough series, and I don't think Lamelo want to see that shit. They're gonna bring the physicality. You already know Stewart and Duran gonna be in Diabate's head all series long. Um, so I would choose Boston as the better matchup, even though Lamelo is probably gonna have Derek White on him or Jalen Brown, one or the
yeah.
other.
But I
I
feel like
I feel like with the front court, that is one area where you could be like, okay, because Kata he's been playing good, but then once he comes out and his Vooch, I feel like Diabate might eat up in those minutes, and I think Kalkbrenner has been pretty good for them. So I think that'll be the better matchup, even though they'll still lose in both series. But I feel like against Boston they'll put up a better fight.
I think when in terms of defense with Lamelo playing Detroit, they're gonna force him to keep shooting from outside. He's not getting in the paint, and
Yeah,
they're gonna stop that. They're gonna clog up that passing lane where he's not gonna he's not gonna get out to Concanupo. Kobe White, you might as well stay at perimeter, dog.
yeah.
Miles Bridges ain't getting no. But Celtics defense, I mean, they're only two defense. Well, I'll say they only defensive player from what I've seen is like Pritchard and Jalen Brown. For me, that's just my opinion.
I'm pretty sure about to get fried.
Cause that's like if you look at that Lakers game when they played the Lakers, him and Jalen Brown, they always push off. They always push off every time. When they on offense, they gonna push off. Defense,
I
they
mean,
gonna push.
right now the Celtics are seventh in defense.
They top
So
10. They top
yeah,
10.
so it's gonna be rough regardless.
Yeah.
Um, Next team, the Atlanta Hawks. I mean, these we could pretty much. I feel like Atlanta is fucked regardless.
I mean, all they got is Jonathan Kaminga from Warriors, from the Warriors, and yeah, they ain't going nowhere.
I'm gonna say this. It's gonna sound crazy, But I feel like just in a basketball sense, I feel like for Atlanta, the better matchup would be Detroit, even though they wouldn't win at all. And I only say that because for all the people that's like skeptical about Detroit's offense, even though Detroit I think is eighth in offense, um, for all the people that's skeptical, Atlanta does have like the size
Yeah,
and length pause to like to put on Detroit's players. So like if you are skeptical about Detroit's playoffs in that I mean offense in the half court, especially come playoff time, I think that team would match up better. I just think Detroit would handle them pretty quick. I think that would be like Detroit would sweep them. But I think just in that sense, it'll be a better matchup. I don't think Atlanta wants to see Boston at all. Boston got the number two offense, and it don't matter like who they put on Jalen Brown. He's just gonna carve up whoever, and they got the shooting to make up for it. So I think Atlanta would like. It's really at that point their season is pretty much dead. It's just like I feel like them against Detroit would just be like a throwback classic 2000 straight defense. They still gonna lose,
yeah.
but you felt good. You gonna go into the locker room like, damn man, we play hard. But
But
that's it.
it's like it's not. It's
Yeah,
it's like
that's all we
dog.
got.
It's like
Man,
Atlanta. Where I think about it, it's like Atlanta. They look good on paper, but when they get on
yeah.
that court, they gonna get torched. And that's what you get when you give up when y'all give up Trey Young, DeJounte Murray, Porzingis. You got a little to work with, but it's still not enough.
Detroit dropped in offense. Right now, Detroit's 10th in offense.
Yeah, so they ain't. I
Yeah.
I think so. Okay, for me, man, Atlanta. Yeah,
They stuck in no man's land right now.
man. I say the least they could do is either take on either get to a point where you could face Cleveland or freaking Toronto, one of them two, and try to just to get like just like a little tune up, and then you get to freaking
I mean, it's possible. They on a 3 game winning streak right now, and they not too far back from Philly. Philly's got 33 wins. Atlanta's at 30. If they
yeah.
could go on another win streak, let me look at Atlanta's schedule coming up.
Hold
Um,
up. They play
I got it right here. They got Portland tomorrow. Then they
yeah
got the Bucks. Oh, then they got Philly. That's gonna be a big game. If they if they want to move up and get a favorable matchup, that Philly game on the 7th is gonna be an important one. Then they got Dallas, Brooklyn, Milwaukee. They got a pretty easy schedule coming up.
they should be able to beat Portland because Dame ain't out there. Drew Holiday out there. Uh,
I mean, Drew. I mean, I'm not gonna say that because Portland is still like I don't. I think Portland is one of those teams you can't just walk into and be like, "Oh yeah, we got it tonight." I think they play hard.
yeah, yeah, but they should be able to manage to at least win that game. I
We'll
mean, it's
see.
gonna be a tough one, but they should at least come out with a win.
So the next 6 games, they got Milwaukee. They got Milwaukee twice
They got
without
Dallas
Giannis.
twice.
I don't know. I don't know when Giannis is coming back. I don't know if they updated anything, but if he's not back, that's 2 games against the Bucks without Giannis. Then you got the Nets in
Yeah,
between that, and then you got Dallas
Rocket.
on the 10th without Cooper Flag. I don't know when Cooper Flag is coming back, but that
Wait,
March
what?
7th game, what?
Cooper out too?
Yeah, Cooper's been out since like right before All Star break.
Dang.
Yeah, I don't know when he's coming back. I don't know what the timetable is for that, but they play them March 10th. We'll see how that goes. But if they really want to move up and get a better matchup, that March 7th game against Philly, that's gonna be an important one.
Yeah.
Um, that's gonna be important because then at the end of the month, their schedule gets crazier. They got uh on the 20th, they got the Rockets. Then they got the Warriors on the 21st. Then they got the Pistons on the 25th, the Celtics on the 27th. Then the Celtics again on the 30th. Then you got the Magic, the Knicks, the Cavs twice. Like It's gonna be tough.
Yeah,
It's gonna be real tough. Can they do it? It's possible, but I'm not. I wouldn't bet on it.
I would say try to get to the six. Try to beat out Philly. That's they best bet. Try to that's my take on it. Try to beat out Philly and go from there.
Next team, we got the eighth seed Miami Heat. This is a pretty easy one for me. I'm not gonna lie.
Miami ain't
I,
going
f-
nowhere.
yeah, they're not. But favorite best case matchup for them, I think it would be the Celtics. Um, I feel like whenever they play each other, it's always it's always a movie. Spoelstra probably loves coaching against Boston. They've played each other in the playoffs. Who we can't even count how many times they played each other. So there's a familiarity with some of the guys on the Heat going into Boston, and it's gonna be a challenge for Joe Mazzulla. Like, I because Spo to me, he's the best coach in the league. So it's gonna
Right,
be interesting to see if Tatum is back or not. How is he gonna how is he gonna adjust to that in the series against Miami? Because I feel like Eric Spoelstra, he's gonna try to exploit uh exploit that. Like if Tatum is uncomfortable and he's not up to full speed, I think Eric Spoelstra is gonna take advantage of that. I'm like, all right, he's not 100%. We're gonna attack him. We're gonna put him in all these actions and do stuff like that. So I don't. I think it'll be like a really good chess match series in that sense. And how will
right,
Jalen Brown respond to that? Because Eric Spoelstra's coached against Jalen Brown in how many conference finals at this point? So he probably knows all the ins and outs and what he got to do. My only concern with the Heat in that series would be, can their offense be able to match up with the Celtics? I would probably say no, because the Celtics have been second best offense in the league, and the Heat have their offense has always been like up and down and stuff like that. So, but I still
yeah,
think it'll be an interesting series. I would still pick the Celtics. Probably be like a close 5 games, but I think that'll be the better matchup. Miami don't want no parts of Detroit, bro. No parts.
no,
Um,
and yeah, in terms of their scoring, I mean, you got Bam averaging 18, and then Hero and Wiggins averaging 20. And Wiggins to me, he been quiet over there. He been like in
yeah.
Miami, he been real quiet. He's not really like they're not setting up plays for him to like score a lot. It's mainly
So
been putting it on Tyler Hero, and I'm like, Tyler Hero's he decent.
don't forget Norman Powell. Norman Powell might light
Yeah,
some shit. He might go have a game or two where he has like 35. Yeah, I feel like I don't think they want to see Detroit just because I feel like Miami don't have that point guard that you really trust, and
no,
Detroit is just gonna feed off turning them over. Like if they see Tyler Hero with the ball, they're gonna hound him, make him cough up that ball, and just go out and run. Um, I mean, maybe the Heat do get a game from Detroit just because Detroit has an off shooting night, but I think in the totality of the series, Detroit will handle them pretty comfortably. So I think Boston would be the favorable matchup. Detroit will be the least favorable. That sounds like the trend so far for the first couple.
yeah,
That's just how it is. Um, Next team got the 7th seed Orlando Magic.
they got a squad. They got a
They
squad.
do, but it's been shaky. Franz is out right now. Don't know when he's coming back. Um, and this team has just been really inconsistent. Like they'll win 2 games, lose 2 games. Uh, it'll be they just been really mediocre. And this team has been coming into the season and prior to this season, they've been known for their defense. This team is currently 13th in defense. Last year, that their squad was a lot stronger, and I don't know. This year has just been whatever. I think I don't think this is really a year for them where they're gonna. I don't see them pulling off any type of upset. I think they're gonna be a first round exit. Better matchup between the top seeds. I mean, all right. I'll say this: if they could win a couple games and get to 6 and they get to play the Knicks in the first round, I think that'll be the best case cuz they play the Knicks pretty well and obviously I would still pick the Knicks in that series, but whenever the Knicks and the Magic play each other, it's like it's like a rock fight. So I could see that series. I could see Orlando pushing the Knicks to like 6 games, like a good 6 games. Cause especially if Franz is back healthy, he loves to torch the Knicks. He loves it. And then you got Desmond Bain. I don't know if you remember when he fucking threw the ball at OG early in the year.
Oh
And then
yeah,
they
yeah.
yeah, yeah, and then the Knicks beat the Magic in the what was it, the semifinal of the NBA Cup. So the Magic probably remember that and they're like, all right, this is the team that sent us home in the cup. They cost us some money. So let's go back and get them. And they do have the front court depth that we sometimes lack. Um, and they're gonna have guys and bodies to put at on Jalen Brunson at all times. So I think that'll be the best case matchup for them. Worst case would would be the top two, uh,
Yeah,
Celtics
Celtics
and
and Pistons.
actually I'm gonna just say Pistons because I feel like on the front court side I do feel like their front court is pretty strong. When Boston's is like, all right, you got Kata for some minutes. If he's in foul trouble, here come Vooch, and Vooch
Right.
don't want that smoke with Goga Batadze and all them guys and Wendell Carter. And then if he gets in foul trouble, Luca Garza, like you don't want him out there for that. So I would say best case scenario for Orlando is the Knicks. Worst case, Detroit.
I think um when it comes to Orlando, I think injuries, like you said, and I feel like injuries play a part with Ben Carroll too, because when he's needed, sometimes he's out, and then that creates that little mismatch. So with I do think with the Knicks though, like they create a even match defensively because you got Towns and you got Ben Carroll and a couple other guys. So, but they just got to Orlando just got to stay healthy. That's the main thing.
Yeah. Next team, we got the 6th seed Philadelphia 76ers. I'll let you start off with this one.
Hey, repeat. You said the Sixers and who?
No, we 6th seed, we got the Philadelphia 76ers. I'll let you start off.
Sixers. Okay, 60. Best matchup.
think
Mm,
I think I got my answer.
I'll put that best matchup with the Celtics and worst. Oh wait,
Best
no,
matchup Celtics. All right.
worst matchup
Uh,
Celtics because they gonna get
Worst matchup.
Celtics
Okay.
gonna beat them.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That was mine too. That was my same one.
Celtics beat them regardless. They unless Tyrese Maxey or uh Embiid, whether he do something spectacular, and that's that. But best matchup they should they should beat Cleveland, but it's iffy.
Was mine? I think mine was the same. I think for me, best matchup for Philly, I put Cleveland, and then worst matchup I got Boston. I think against Cleveland, you got the two guards, Harden, Mitchell, not the best defenders out there,
Yeah,
and you got Maxi, Edgecombe, two quick athletic guards that's gonna be putting pressure on the rim whole series. You're gonna be making those guys work. On top of that, Mobley, Allen, they're gonna have to deal with Embiid.
they gonna be in
Um,
foul trouble.
yeah, they're gonna be in foul trouble. That's gonna be a lot to deal with. And then you're gonna have Paul George coming back at the end of the year. I know it's Paul George, playoff P. He's not the same, but
Nah.
At this point, I feel like 10 to 12 points from Paul George is all you really need, and he's gonna. We gotta wait and see if he's gonna come into the playoffs like in shape still. If he gotta get himself back into shape, but and then you still got guys like Dominic Barlow who's played some good minutes. Quentin Grimes off the bench. I think that'll be a really good series. I think that series would. I think that series will go to like 7 games. I think that would be a really good matchup. Uh, against Boston, I just don't see them like matching up. Boston's pretty much owned them in the
They ain't got
playoffs,
no Philly ain't got no defense. They just got straight offensive power. That's it. It's just like a
and
pound for pound
I
shootout.
don't I don't know anybody in. I mean, I didn't say this for Cleveland. I could say it now, but like for Boston, I'm like, I don't see anybody like who's gonna guard Jalen Brown on Philly.
On
Kelly Oubre, Jalen Brown about to fry
he
him.
mm, well, either it's gonna be I put it like this. Either it's Kelly Oubre or Tyrese Maxey.
They're both getting fried, and I
I
yeah, I should have
mean,
said this. I should have said the same thing for Cleveland. Like, who's gonna guard Donovan Mitchell? You're probably gonna have to put Kelly Oubre on him to pick him up full court and all that. But Donovan Mitchell, he's gonna have his way regardless. You just have to accept that. But I think the Celtics would just be a worse matchup for Philly.
yeah,
Um, next team.
yeah. That's what I got. I got either them two
So
guards
yeah,
guarding.
we got the same ones. The next one we got Toronto Raptors, fifth seed right now. Um, this one is I don't even know for them like what their best and worst case would be. I low key have an idea, but
Cause
they're like the happy to be here team.
yeah, pretty much. I'm just happy to be
Uh,
here, but whether we win or lose, hey, it is what it is.
I think I think their best matchup would be. Damn, I can't really. I don't know.
We already know what their worst matchup would be.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna say this might sound crazy. I'm gonna say best matchup for Toronto would be Boston, only because Toronto's front court is pretty weak, and Boston's front court could be shaky at times, and you're gonna have quickly. You're gonna have Scotty Barnes who you could put on Jalen Brown, and then that's gonna put a lot more pressure on Derek White, Tatum if he's back. And then even then Tatum's gonna have to see another defender on him. And then even then Derek White's gonna have to deal with Jamal Shed or somebody like that. And then on the other side, you're gonna have to figure out how to stop Brandon Ingram, Manuel quickly, RJ Barrett. And then you also got somebody like Kyler Murray Boyles on Toronto side who you could throw on Jalen Brown. You could throw on Derek White. Like he's one of the better defenders on this team. So and the front court, like that's a matchup where like both teams is like, all right, do we know? Kate is gonna have to see a lot of minutes, but maybe somebody like Colin Murray Boyles could hold his own against somebody like that, somebody that's not gonna be a huge offensive threat. So I would say for the Raptors, Boston would be the best case scenario. Worst case for Toronto, I feel like it would be like Philly or the Knicks. Because I feel like every time the Raptors have played the Knicks have fucking destroyed them every single time. Raptors, they don't want that smoke with Embiid. Cleveland and Toronto, I think that could be interesting, but I just feel like Allen and Mobley is gonna be too much for them, and Cleveland will get out of there. Um, so I feel like their best matchup would be would be Boston, but they would have to lose. They would have to fall down because right now they fifth and Boston is second. Even though Boston and New York are pretty much like neck and neck for that two seed. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't see a scenario where where Toronto gets to play Boston. Did you had the
Say
same one?
I'll go with you on yeah, worst case Philly. They wouldn't dang, they wouldn't beat it. They wouldn't really it's really a cause.
You said worst case Philly. I mean, I don't think they beat in Boston, obviously, but I
Yeah.
feel like that'll be an interesting series.
They not
All right.
yeah.
So next team, we got the four seed Cleveland Cavaliers. Oh
um
man, two
worst
game losing streak. They just lost to the Detroit. That was actually impressive though. They went to OT with Detroit without Harden and Donovan Mitchell, and Jalen Tyson lost them that game.
well because they bench players. You got Max Struess, who's pretty much they savior when it comes to a shot when they need a shot. Um
Jalen Tyson,
Dean Wade, all
Dean
them boys.
Wade, um, Sam Merrill, Keon
So
Ellis has been pretty. He's been a really good pickup for them. Dennis Schroeder. Um,
yeah,
you it sounded like you was about to go first, so I'll let you go first for the
I
Cavs.
forgot. I'm glad you brought him up. I forgot about Dennis Schroeder. Um, Best Pistons. Wait, no, yeah. Um, Worst Boston because Boston got their number. So yeah,
So you think the best case matchup would be Detroit?
yeah. They should
So
give him a
this
run.
so this would be a second round series you talking about. All right. So why do you think Cleveland and Detroit match up real good?
You got Cade. You got James Harden, James Harden been in the playoffs, but we know his resume. But I mean, I think they'll give him a run, just like based off their game. They went to overtime.
Hmm.
I'm looking at that, but also you got Donovan Mitchell who doesn't have to carry on the burden of being the point guard, trying to be the playmaker. So get him going, scoring. I just look at the two stars. I mean, James Harden of all, they should give him a run with the squad that they got, but they'll still be in foul trouble with Mobley and Jared Allen down the stretch. I wish they still had DeAndre Hunter, but then Dean Wade would have to step up.
Nah, I think Cavs fans is happy that DeAndre Hunter's gone.
Yeah,
For
I just,
me,
yeah.
now go ahead, go ahead.
Now I was just saying I was going to just end off with that.
Mm,
I think that they'll give him a run. They'll give him a run, but I don't think they're gonna win though.
mm. For me, best case for Cleveland, I'm just gonna do first round because like I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen in the first round, who wins and what happens. Uh, for me, best case for Cleveland in the first round, I'm gonna go with Toronto because like we talked about, Toronto don't really got that front court depth, and you got Allen and Mobley. They're gonna be too much for the Raptors. I think
Yeah, go ahead.
worst case for the Cavs in the first round. I think it would be Philly. I think Philly would be the worst case. Obviously, they could beat Philly, but I feel like I said before, that series would really go to 7 games because he's Allen Mobley. They probably gonna be in foul trouble, having to deal with Embiid, Harden, and Mitchell. They're gonna have to really go to work because they're gonna have to deal with Maxi and Edgecombe. So it's gonna be a lot. Cause imagine asking 36-year-old James Harden like, "Yo, you got to match up with Edgecombe today," which probably isn't gonna be the case. They might have to do some stupid shit and put like Dean Wade on fucking Maxi or some shit like that, and they're gonna have to put James Harden on like Kelly Oubre, and I still don't like that. So I feel like that would be a 7 game series, and it's gonna come down to Donovan Mitchell, Tyrese Maxey, and you know what else? It's like James Harden in a 7 game series, he might give you 240 balls, but he also might, in game 6 or 7, he might come out and give you like 10 points on 3 of fucking 10
Yeah,
shooting. So that's like I think that is definitely the worst case scenario for the Cavs.
yeah. When them games, them last two games of the playoffs is when you really need it. He gonna average about good 10
Yeah,
points.
that's when he sucks. When it's a closeout game, that's when he not gonna show up.
I mean, look at what he did in Houston when he had Chris Paul. Froze up.
I'm still mad at that 2019 when KD got hurt and
Oh, when they was in Brooklyn, they was in Brooklyn.
nah when James Harden was still in Houston and KD
Oh,
was
you
in Golden
saw?
State and I think KD got hurt and the Warriors was up 3-2 and KD was out for the rest of the series. I'm like, all right, this is the Rockets' chance to come back and win this series. That next game, Steph Curry had 0 points in the first half. And then second half he dropped 30 and they won. Golden State won.
You can't count out Steph, man.
I was like, come on, man. That's when I was like, man, fuck Houston, bro. Next team, my New York Knicks. Um, best case scenario, first round. I honestly, I best case scenario I think would be Toronto.
Yeah,
If the Knicks get Toronto in the first round, I feel that's easy money. Excuse me. That shit came out of nowhere. Um, Toronto would be the easiest. Worst case, I feel like worst case would be if they fought a four and they got to play Philly. I think
yeah.
if they fought a four and they got to play Philly in a 4-5 matchup. I mean, to be honest, it's still possible because we would play Philly right now, 3-6.
Yeah.
But the only reason I say fall in a four because like I would still pick them to beat Philly, but then in the second round, if you fought a four, now you got to play Detroit in the second round. And me as a Knicks fan,
Also, if they
I'm not
become the
trying to
fourth
see.
seed, they would have to play Detroit.
You said what?
You said if they fall to the fourth seed, they would have to play Detroit.
In the second round, if they win. So for me as a Knicks fan, I'd rather play Detroit in the conference finals. So stay in that top three. So I think worst case scenario would be if they fall to the fourth seed and they gotta play they gotta because right now the way it's looking, we it's not set in stone, but right now we would play Philly in the first round. And if it's a 3-6 matchup, I'm fine with that. I think us versus Philly, it'll be a. I think that would be like a 6 game series, honestly. Because with the Knicks, it's never easy. We never have a series where we just dominate and we sweep or it's a 5 game series. The only series that we've done that in the Brunson era was against the Cavs. Um, but outside of that, we usually win series in like 6 games. So I think best case would be Toronto. I think absolute worst case will be falling to four and then getting into a dogfight with Philly. Because I know we probably gonna get into a dogfight with Philly right now in a 3-6 matchup, but at least if we stay in as a 3 seed, we would have to play Boston in round two. And I feel better about playing Boston in the second round than playing Detroit in the second round. Next
Yeah.
teams, next team number 2 seed Boston Celtics. I'll let you start off with this one.
Best case. Oh. Mm. Best case scenario. Let me start with the worst. Let me start with the worst.
Worst case.
Let me start with the worst because I always start with the best. Worst case scenario, I have to probably go with. Mm, dang, it's kind of tough because I want to say I'm stuck between New York and
Like in the first round.
No, not in the first round. I say they had them play. If it was the second round and they had to play New York, I feel like New York could give them a run and take it in the second round. First round, I'm gonna have to go with worst case second round New York. Best case first round, maybe Cleveland or Toronto.
For the Celtics, best case, I'm gonna go with Orlando first round because right now I'm looking. Orlando is 20th in offense and they 12th in defense. So I don't think Orlando's gonna stand a chance. I think the only thing that gives them a fighting chance is that they have size, and that's gonna give them some type of. Because last year when Orlando played the Celtics, it was a 5 game series, but it was a competitive 5 games. I think game two started off close, and then Jalen Brown got hot, and then the Celtics kind of ran away. I think you do have a better version of Anthony Black this year. He could probably have a game where he could give you a puncher's chance, but I don't see Orlando like bothering them like crazy to make them feel like a threat. So I think for the Celtics, best case scenario would be Orlando. Worst case scenario, I think I'm gonna stick with the Heat because that's Spolstra on the other side, familiar face. He knows what you want to do. You kind of know what they want to do, and it's just gonna be annoying having to play Spolstra because even though it'll be maybe a 5 game series, you know it's gonna be a close. Like every game might come, or I'm not maybe not down to the wire, but you're gonna have to play your ass off, and it's gonna be a dogfight. So I would say Miami would be worst case for them. And the last team in the East, we got the number one seed, Detroit Pistons. Best case for me, best case for Detroit would be Atlanta.
Yeah,
I think that'd be best case. Atlanta don't really even got a point guard right now. They just really running a lot through Jalen Johnson. Imagine putting a SAR on Jalen Johnson, and then it's like, yeah, have fun with that, and then everybody else is just on lockdown. Worst case for Detroit in the first round, I would probably pick. I would probably pick Orlando as the worst
that's what I
case.
was. I figured Orlando. I
I
figured
think
Orlando.
Orlando, because Orlando just has like the size to match up with Detroit, and Detroit. Even though Detroit is like the best defense right now, or second best defense, I saw a stat that they foul the most. Like they average the most fouls. So maybe in the playoffs, or maybe they'll probably call less fouls in the playoffs, or maybe they might not get away with what they get away with now. But
Yeah,
you're gonna have to deal with Franz putting pressure on the rim. Hopefully Paulo like flips a switch in his head and he attacks the rim and puts their guys in foul trouble. Jalen Suggs is gonna be aggressive. He's gonna try to pick up Cade full court. So I feel like Detroit. I feel like Orlando would be like the worst case scenario for Detroit. I could see that. Like if everything goes right for Orlando, I don't think they'll win that series, but I could see that being like a 6 game series. Like I wouldn't be surprised if like, oh shit, it's a 2-2 series going back to Detroit. But I still think Detroit wins that, but that'll be worst case scenario. Now we moving on. You got the same ones for Detroit, or you got something different?
um, yeah,
You got the same ones.
yeah. I got the same. Yeah,
All right, moving on to the Western Conference, starting with the 10 seed Clippers. I mean, this is gonna be fast for me. Like best case, there is no best case. You're pretty much fucked. Um, and then worst case, This is really two worst case scenarios because it's like you're gonna play OKC, you're gonna play the Spurs. Um, I'm gonna just put it like this. I'm gonna say worst case is San Antonio because I feel like you're just gonna be even more embarrassed when Wemby's sending your shit to the third row. I'm gonna just put it like that. Both outcomes is worst case scenario. They don't really have a best case scenario because whoever they play in the first round, they're gonna get swept. It would be nice to see Kawhi versus the Spurs though in the first round. Um, Maybe he has a game where he just goes off for like 45, but I don't think it's gonna be enough for them to beat the Spurs.
So you got worst case of the Spurs.
Yeah, even though it's both of them is worst case, I'm gonna just put worst case Spurs. They don't really that the Clippers don't have a best case.
There's too many guards.
Yeah. All right. Did you have a best case and worst case for the Clippers?
Worst case, I have to go with the Rockets. Best
Rockets
case,
is worst case. Damn.
they gonna cook them. I mean, no, I'm saying the Rockets gonna cook them. So that I mean, because you got Amen Thompson who is gonna put pressure on Kawhi. Kawhi gonna do all the dribbling in the world. Um, Mathurin, he easily can get in foul trouble. He ain't really like that. Don't know if Darius Garland gonna play. They should put him out there see what he can do. But yeah, they worst case they do not want to play the Rockets. Best case, the Battle of LA, Lakers, SF. So they could give them a decent run with the Lakers, but I still feel like the Lakers will still come out on top.
Yeah, for me,
That's probably it.
I didn't see a best case scenario for the Clippers. I feel like they cooked regardless. We got the Portland Trailblazers, ninth seed. For me, I mean, it's tough, bro. It's gonna be a cheat, but like, I don't see any of these bottom
Portland
teams
Trailblazers.
beating. I don't see any of these bottom teams beating OKC or the Spurs. It's a cheat. There is no best case scenario for them. And the Rockets are not catching up to the Spurs. The Spurs are on an 11-game winning streak. So I'm sorry, like all the all these playing teams, they got no fucking chance,
Spurs
bro.
got too many guards. They got too many guards.
So you think
We can
that's a
just nip that in the bud right now. Portland ain't going nowhere. We can nip that in the
yeah,
bud. Portland ain't going nowhere.
yeah, they're not going
Golden
nowhere.
State,
The only place Portland is going
Portland ain't
is
going nowhere.
out the plane, maybe. Golden State.
Yeah, they going out the plane.
Golden State, maybe they'll get a game off of one of those top teams, but I don't see them winning in a series. Maybe Golden State gets 2 games off the Spurs, but I would still pick the Spurs.
I rather
Wemby, when even when he's having a bad game, he still controls that defense to a crazy level. And then Phoenix, it's been a fun season, but
they
they not fucking with any of those teams.
they don't have a true point guard.
Phe-
Jalen,
Phoenix, right?
yeah, Phoenix. They ain't got no true point guard. I mean, Devin Booker has a little bit of point guard tendencies, but he's not a traditional point guard. He's more of a scorer. You got two scoring guards on your team.
I mean, you
Jalen
know who
Green,
is their point guard, right? Colin
huh?
Gillespie. Colin Gillespie is their point guard.
he ain't doing he ain't doing enough.
Yeah. we basically knocked out all the playing teams because it probably sound like
I
glazing, but I don't see none of those teams fucking
I,
with the
I
Spurs
was
at the.
wait. We gotta. I was gonna say I say the best thing for Golden State to do is either play Denver. I say for them play get up there where you can
Damn.
play Denver
Mm, 37. They would have to get the sixth seed.
or at
I
least
mean, this
Minnesota.
they could get the six. Denver right now is the fourth seed. I mean, shit, 3 through 5 is like neck and neck,
Yeah,
so it's not set in stone. I mean, Golden State would have to go on like a 5-6 game winning streak. It's possible. Um, I don't know. I feel
yeah.
like if Golden State
It's
could play,
either them or Minnesota.
yeah, I feel like if Golden State could play, I don't know about Minnesota. I think Minnesota would still beat the Warriors. I feel like if the Warriors could play the Rockets or the Lakers, they might feel pretty good about that. Um, but it's gonna be a lot tougher this time
Yeah.
around with Jimmy Butler being out. So that's gonna be the tougher part. I mean, we knocked
And
all the
remember,
playing teams out. We could
they got your boy.
who pods.
Now, with the Warriors, they got your boy President.
Uh,
Go do.
yeah,
Got that
fuck
boy
that.
Al Horford over there.
Good luck with that. I, gu- I guess we could go with the Lakers with the sixth spot. Um, I've talked about it on the pod. I, I see the Lakers as a first round exit, but I think the best case scenario for the Lakers would be the Rockets. I would still pick the Rockets to win, but I think that could go like 6 or 7 games. But I don't like that matchup.
You know who you know who's the reason for that, right?
What? Damn. Yeah, I feel like Houston would be the best matchup for the Lakers. Worst case would be, I think worst case would be Denver or Minnesota for the Lakers. That'd be the worst case scenario.
Yeah, because Denver took them out that year, that the first round. Yeah,
Yeah, 2024.
I, mm,
And that was with
yeah, I
Anthony
have the
Davis.
worst. They should have played that man at the four. And got that center. They would have been straight.
Yeah, I think best case scenario for the Lakers would be Houston. I think they could beat Houston in a series, but it's gonna be tough. Like that'll be a 7 game series.
And they don't have Fred Van Vliet. So,
Yep.
but they still a young team.
And Houston
Yeah.
be blowing a lot of games in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, because of turnovers. They turn over
Yep.
the ball too much. That'd be
Mhm.
the main thing that kill them every time.
Yeah,
They,
don't let it be a close game with Luca because he'll make you pay. I feel like the Houston's gonna have to punch the Lakers in the mouth like every game to have a chance. Like they gonna have to get out to like an 18-point lead to start the game.
yeah.
Next team got the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Or
I feel like they might keep climbing up, but I feel like the best case scenario for Minnesota would be, I think the Lakers would be best case for Minnesota, and worst
yeah,
case in the
because
first round. Yeah, I think worst case for the Timberwolves in the first round would be the Nuggets, even though they play the Nuggets pretty good. Like they play the Nuggets well. The Nuggets could beat them, and then we're gonna be looking at the Timberwolves like, damn, you guys just lost in the first round.
I I have to worst case for them. I have to go. I'll say the Spurs on that one.
You
They
think
should. They
Minnesota
should.
will
I
fall?
don't think they.
Because the only way, unless you're
they
talking about second round.
yeah. So worst case scenario, say it would be the
Oh,
Spurs.
okay,
They should. They
okay.
should. They should be. They should. I don't feel like they should lose to Denver. I feel like they shouldn't, but if they because looking at you got Nas Reed and plus players coming off their bench could put up some points.
Oh yeah, they got
I
Io.
love Dante DiVincenzo. He can come alive.
Yeah,
Julius
Dante
Randle,
could give you
that's
a good game.
if he get his act together and really go out and play. Dante DiVincenzo, Nas Reed, and they need to play my boy Rollingham. They need to play more too. He's also a playmaker. He's a playmaker that they need.
They traded him.
He don't. I haven't seen him as much on the court.
They traded him to the Bulls. They traded him for Io. But yeah, like you said you don't see or you don't see the
Oh yeah, that's
Timberwolves.
right.
You don't see the Nuggets beating the Timberwolves. I feel like it'll be a close. Like I think Nuggets and Timberwolves will be a 7 game series in the first round. Like it's gonna go down to the wire, and then yeah, four
Yeah, it's gonna get
seed.
down to the wire because you got Jamal Murray.
4 seed, we got the Denver Nuggets. Um, I think best case scenario for them will be to play the Lakers, and I think worst case scenario for them would be the Timberwolves.
Yeah, that's it right there.
That's it right there. That like, you know that was pretty quick. Like you don't really have to argue with that one.
That's because I don't see them beating the OKC, Spurs, or the Rockets. Like if they
Yeah.
get only with the Rockets if they get lucky and do like they did when they played the Mavericks at home. They played the Mavericks in Houston and they was turning over the ball and KD be missing some of the shots that KD need to make. He'll miss them depending on how he feeling in the game. But that's it.
Uh, Now we got the 3 seed Houston Rockets. Um, Man, I feel like best case for the Rockets will be. This is gonna sound fucked up. I think the best case for the Rockets will be if the Phoenix Suns get the 6 seed and the Rockets stay at 3 and they get to play Phoenix. That'll be the best case scenario for them. And
Yeah.
worst case would be if they fall to 4 and they gotta play the Timberwolves in the first round
Mm,
or the Nuggets.
mm. I rather say I want to see that Rockets and Timberwolves game. I want
That'll
to
be
see
a good.
that
I think that'll be a 6 game series. I would take the Timberwolves, but it'll be a fun series.
because of what's the name? Ant look up to KD, so he gonna take him out.
Yeah,
Or he gonna try
and
to
and,
take him out.
and he swept KD last time in the playoffs.
Yeah.
All right, so we got that. Yeah, I feel like Houston and Phoenix will be that'll be fun too, because then you get KD revenge on Phoenix. You get Dylan Brooks and Jalen Green revenge on
Yeah.
Houston. That'll be nice. That would actually be nice. Then we got the 2 seed San Antonio Spurs. Best case scenario would be I think best case scenario for the Spurs will be either just playing Phoenix straight up, or if the Lakers fall to 7 and they get to play the Lakers in the first round. Worst case scenario, uh, damn, for a first round series, I'm gonna say Portland. Even though I didn't give Portland that much love when it was their turn, I'm gonna say Portland just because you got the size with Robert Williams, Donovan Clingan, Jeremy Grant. You got that size that you could put a to maybe bother Wemby a little bit, and then you got bodies like Denny and Tamani Kamara that you could put on De'Aaron Fox and Stephon Castle. Um, so I think from a size perspective, you could really match up pretty well with the Spurs. That being said, I would still take the Spurs in that series, but I think in that sense, being able to match up, I think it'll really catch the Spurs off guard, maybe for a game, but that's it. I wouldn't be able to trust
I'm gonna
Portland's
say
offense.
best case. Give me go.
You said best case what?
Nah, not without Dame.
Yeah, the offense. I wouldn't trust
Oh,
Portland's
oh,
offense.
before I was gonna say the best case, when you said Portland's, offense, not without Dame. If Dame was
Yeah,
in there, then yeah, I'll trust the offense. But no Damian Lillard, it's a wrap.
yeah.
I'm gonna say best case. Bring up Golden State. Bring them boys up.
Ha!
bring up Chef Curry. Bring up them boys with Buddy Hield and Al Horford and all of them. And Draymond go get in foul trouble, so you get him up out of there because he like to bully people. Um, worst case, for the Spurs. Mm, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say Timberwolves. I'm just
Ooh, that would be a fun series in the second round.
yeah.
That'll be fun. Ooh,
You got
that damn. I want to see that series now. I
them
want
jokers
that
gonna
to
be
happen.
crazy. You're gonna go crazy scoring.
That'll be a fucking crazy series. That'll be a 7 game series.
Yeah.
That'll be a 7 game series. And the last team, we got the OKC Thunder, first seed. Best case scenario. Um, Best case scenario would be the Clippers.
Yeah.
Um, we got your pick, and now we're gonna beat the shit out of you, and now you don't even get to enjoy it. Like it's gonna be an extra, and that's gonna be some
Yeah.
Shea revenge. I get to play the team that traded me.
Right. Even
What?
though Doc Rivers said don't trade him.
Yeah. And worst case for the Thunder, mm, first round. I don't know. First round. I guess I would go Golden State, but I think OKC would still handle them. Yeah, I would say Golden State
Bruh.
first round because it's like imagine you got to play Steph in the first round. That's tough. Second round, I know OKC don't want to see they don't want to see Denver or Minnesota in the second round. That's gonna be really really tough.
I'm gonna have to agree with that one.
Oh, with the Warriors and OKC.
That one.
Yeah, I feel like for OKC and the Spurs, a lot of their best case,
Best
a lot of their worst case is gonna have to come in like the second round.
best case scenario. Best case scenario Golden State. No, I agree with that pick right there. Because I'll if SGA could go at his old team and be like drop like 45 on their head, bro. You'd be like, that's what y'all get for trading me. I mean, and he got a ring, so it's like that's already the icing on the cake. Imagine he just get another ring. I do believe they have a chance to get OKC has a chance to go back. They just got to stay healthy. That's what's been killing them. If they guys could stay healthy and survive this whole series from each round, they'll be straight.
That's true. But that being said, that is the best and worst case scenarios for every playoff team. That's gonna be it for the episode today. Devin, I appreciate you for pulling up. Before we get out of here, is there anything that you want to shout out?
Uh, I mean, shout out to JV for bringing me on. Um, y'all can follow me on Instagram at the Chosen League, the _Chosen_League. I got a new episode coming out tomorrow. talking about Dwayne Wade and the type of people that he looked at as leaders throughout his NBA journey. So y'all stay tuned for that tomorrow.
Make sure you guys check that out tomorrow. Appreciate you again for pulling up. Whenever I could get somebody to collab with, it's always a dope feeling, and you're always gonna be welcome on the show. Hopefully, I could make an appearance on your show.
No, no doubt, no doubt.
But with that being said, if you guys are listening on audio, please give us 5 stars. Please follow on TikTok at the JV Podcast. Follow on Instagram at the JV Podcast One. On YouTube, please comment, subscribe. Appreciate you, and we'll see you next time. Peace.